StampItByTheSea.com, and today I have a fun project for you. So I don't know about you, but with the cold season coming into play, I have some friends that are a little sniffly. So I thought, maybe I can make them a little get better thing. And so here's my thing. So this is a really fun box. It's very simple. And when you open the box, we've got it all fancied up there. Inside holds the Kleenex. Now, I don't know about you, but these are my favorite Kleenex, and I keep them in my purse. I just like the way these open up. But I wanted a cute box. And so the belly band will just slip right back over it like that. And just like that, we have a cute little box for a Kleenex. Here's the other one I created. And we're using the Remarkable You stamp set for the flower. So let's get started and create. So for this, I'm going to use a 6 by 10.5 inch piece of crumb cake. And I'm actually going to go ahead and just use my Stampin' Trimmer to do a little bit of the scoring, just going to be a little bit easier. And normally I like to use the my other scoring tool, but this is handy dandy right now, and this is what I'm going to use. So to score it, we're going to put the 6 inch to the top. I'm going to go to 1/2 inch, and I'm just going to run that down all the way down. I'm going to turn it, put it back to the top, and I need another 1/2 inch. Now, next we're going to score it up at the 10.5 inch, and we're going to go at 4 1/4, and then I need 4 3/4, and then I need 9 inches, 9 1/2, and then 10. All right, let's put this away. So now we just need to cut a few things. We're going to cut these little pieces right here. These will be little fold tabs. And we'll cut on the other side over here. And then you see you have 3 tabs right here. And we are going to cut those off. We don't need those. And then we'll cut this here. And we don't need those. So now we just want to score and make all our lines nice and crisp. And the best way to do that's with your bone folder. I like a nice crisp box so it doesn't sit wonky. You know, wonky means it doesn't look right. Wonky is my southern term for that does not look right. All right, so we have the basic of our box. So I'm going to bring in some fast fuse. And this piece up here, I'm just going to put a piece of fast fuse all the way across. And I'm going to fold that down. And it just makes for a nice stiff lid that's going to fold over. And you'll see. Now, while I have it there, I'm going to go ahead and fold that over again and just give it a nice crease. And then these 2 pieces right here, we're going to go ahead and put some fast fuse on. And then this side, I'm going to go ahead and fold. Now, whether you come in this way or fold over that way, it really does not matter. Just really depends on you. All right. Now, that per se is the box. Just like that. Very simple, but it fits our little Kleenex inside of it. So now let's decorate the outside. So we're going to start with a piece of Typeset Designer Series paper, and this is 2.5 inches by 11 inches. And when I make a belly band, I like to start, I want the belly band up at the top. And so I like to wrap it around, make sure that this is closing nicely, and just give it a pinch and a pinch, a pinch and a pinch. And once I have those pinch marks, I can bring it back down to my mat, and then I'm just going to fold on all those pinch marks. So now it just makes for a nice crisp belly band. Of course, it's hard to see with this typeset paper, but it's so pretty. I love it. Pretty. Okay, now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and wrap our box. You can see how that fits nice and snug. And I'm going to just put a piece of Fast Fuse right there, making sure to line it up good and making sure that the box is closed. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my banner punch. Now this is a piece of Watercolor Wonder, and it's a right under 2" by 9". I'm just going to give that a little punch. Now I'm going to kind of do the same thing here. Just give it a little pinch, pinch, and basically I want that to just kind of wrap all the way around. Now this one's not going to go down as much as I wanted to. I really like it to be flush with the bottom. I could do that, but now it's gonna, oh no, it's not. Let's just do it that way. Nice and flush towards the bottom, and then give it a pinch. So let's bring this here, crease it nice. And then I'm going to put some Fast Fuse on this. I'm going to turn it over and line it up, and then wrap that around. Now, the next thing we'll do is just put 2 dimensionals on the back here, just to keep it nice and secure. And just make sure it's straight. That's usually half my battle, is that. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to bring in my banner punch again. And this is a piece of just right under 2". You just need a strip of, I think it's about 5 inches. This is a little bit longer. We're going to cut it down. I'm going to make a banner, and then I'm going to bring this pretty tag punch in. And I think I'm going to just cut it right about there. Let's see what that ends up being. About 4.5 inches is what you're going to need. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to wrap some linen thread around this piece here. But before we do that, I'm going to just place a mini glue dot right underneath that gold stripe, so you can't really see it on the vellum. And I'm going to have the tag kind of going up a little bit more and a little bit to the side, and just give it a little stick there. Now I'm going to run my linen thread. Now I'll tell you, I have doubled my ribbon, about 4 times. Not my ribbon, my linen thread. And the reason I do that is because I like it nice and thick, and it just makes for a better bow for me, because I have really fat fingers. That's what I think anyways. So once we have it bundled up like this, about, I don't know, I think about 4 times. I didn't measure it. I just make sure it's long enough that I can tie a bow and a knot. I'm going to just tie this like that. And then I'm going to make a bow. And then I'm going to just shrink it down because I don't want a big bow. But the reason I like doing so many pieces of linen thread or doubled up like that is because I can kind of spread these out, and it just makes it look fun. Just a little funness. All right, so then next we're going to take some ribbon scissors and we'll trim that down. And I'm gonna trim this up. And one more trimmer. There we go. And now what we have to do is make our flower. So I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to bring in my flower. I chose the Remarkable You stamp set, which is an awesome stamp set. It has this flower, this leaf, and then it has this flower and this one. So for mine, I'm going to use a blender pen, and I'm going to use some Delightful Dijon. I love this color. I know some people don't, but ooh, I love it. Now I'm just, because I'm cutting this out, I'm not being very, very fancy, okay? And the one thing I will tell you when you're using a blender pen and you're coloring on some Whisper White is you just want to let that archival ink dry a little bit, which I did. I've already stamped it a little while ago. And if I'm in a hurry, sometimes I'll just heat set it to make sure it's really nice and dry. I'm not doing anything fancy here. I like to come back in and darken some areas. Now you just have to be careful when you're using Whisper White and a blender pen that your paper doesn't peel up. I like to call those paper boogers, and paper boogers aren't pretty, so you don't want a paper booger. So then we cut it out and we have this. Now I used Pear Pizzazz on the stem, same way I was coloring with the blender pen. Let's bring our pretty back in, and I'm just going to stick this right down in there, and I'm going to grab another mini glue dot and just lift that, put that right on there so it's going to stay in place. We have one last thing we want to do. We are going to use another stamp set called A Dozen Thoughts. This is another great stamp set. If you are looking for sets that have great greetings in them, that's another great one to use. So I'm going to come back in with my Archival Black. I'm just going to stamp. Better get better. Better use these tissues and not your sleeve. Oh wait, that would be my teenagers. I'd have to tell that too. Now I'm just going to use my hexagon punch, that wasn't very straight, to make a little banner. And then I'm going to just curl this a little bit. And I'm going to bring this mini glue dot right there. I'm going to bend it, and I'm going to stick it underneath that piece. And then I'm going to bring it like that to make a little banner. So that's sticking up. We don't want that. So I'm going to put my little mini glue dot right there and get these little pieces out of the way. Oh, come on. We can fix those, so no worries. And just take my finger and kind of curl it up. Bend that down just a little bit so that's not sticking up awkwardly as well. And there you go, friends. A little Kleenex box that's kind of pretty. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and you can find more inspiration and lots of great ideas on stampinbythesea.com. Have a wonderful day.